Hey, what's up guys? So I just got the 2020.24.6.1 update from my Model 3. So they added a few new features that I wanted to go over. So starting off with the traffic light and stop sign control, if we're just at traffic lights, there's a few conditions. So essentially, if there's a car in front of you and your autopilot is on, your car basically kind of follows that, where it comes to a stop at a red light, and if it turns green, it requires no confirmation and it goes. If it's a green light, it will just go through the intersection, assuming it sees the car in front also going through the intersection without any confirmations. Now, if there are no cars in front of you, the car will come to a complete stop at a red light. It will also try to come to a complete stop at a green light if you let it. But if you confirm saying that yes, this is a green light, it will go ahead and pass through that intersection. So it does require confirmation if there's no car in front of you to go. Now at stop signs, it's both the same. Whether there's a car in front of you or not, it will basically come to a complete stop and it will not go until you confirm. And the way you confirm in either case is you push the gear stalk down once or you hit the throttle once. So with the traffic light and stop sign control, you do have to go to autopilot and enable this, and it's basically going to give you basically a little warning saying that, hey, we're in beta, pay very close attention if you want to use this feature. And I personally clicked yes, I'm okay with that. Now the backup camera movements, this is also a pretty cool one, where they add the side mirrors when you're backing up. Now you don't have to use the side mirrors, but if I put on the back camera, let me hit the brakes so you guys can see it a little bit better since it is night. So these two side cameras pop up. If you don't like that, you don't have to have it on, so you could drag that up, or you could just hit this arrow once and it makes it disappear. And these little icons show you like, oh, this is your left mirror and that's your right mirror. And the configuration is going to stay. It looks like you can't change the placement of these. Not that you would want to, but just if you guys were wondering, it doesn't look like you could change the placement. But this is pretty awesome because if there's like a pole next to you or a car that's really close or someone's or whatever the case may be, it's really nice because that's one more thing that's helping prevent any possible damage. And I'm always for that. So that's a really cool feature. But if you don't like it, you could just put this down. Although, I have to say when I first used it, it was a tad bit weird because sometimes I would look here and it did get a tad bit confusing because I'm like, oh, where should I be looking exactly? But after a few tries, it becomes natural very, very quickly. And it's an amazing feature that they added. I really like this one. And I think a lot more people will use this feature rather than the traffic light and stop sign. Even though the traffic light and stop sign, that's more of a, like, hey, we're getting ready for full self-driving, so that's pretty awesome in itself. So dashcam viewer improvements, this is also pretty cool too, because before with Sentry mode, when it would activate, it shows you these 10-minute clips, and you kind of have to go through it to see where it activated it, but now it actually shows you like, hey, this is the spot that we activated it. So if you click on launch viewer, so here's an earlier one that I did, and it basically like, this is the little red dot. It's like, hey, this is when we activated it. So you're going to see me come right next to the car over here. And that's basically saying like, oh, that's when I activated it. So that's a pretty cool feature. I don't have to look through 9 minutes of that to see when it was happening. So TuneIn is kind of like a radio service, kind of like Spotify in a way. You can listen to music, you can listen to podcasts, and they basically made it a little bit easier to find stuff, and you can play podcasts at 2x the speed. So that's cool. I don't really use that too often. So, you have your music, sports, podcasts. So it's cool. So walk away door lock improvement. So now if you're home, you don't necessarily have to lock your car. So that's actually pretty cool. So if your car is in a safe spot and you're like, hey, I don't want to lock it, you don't have to now. You can exclude it by going to controls, locks, So if you went to locks and you scroll down, you could say, oh, exclude the home. So that's pretty cool as well. En route battery warm up. So they added this feature a while back for the Superchargers. So when you're going to a Supercharger, your battery starts preconditioning. So when you get to the Supercharger, it'll charge at the fastest possible rate. Whereas prior to that, when you get to a Supercharger, it would charge slowly and then it would speed up. So then you could charge at the full rate and stuff. So now they've added this for non-supercharging stations. And the way you find non-supercharging stations is the same way you find supercharging stations, by clicking on the Supercharger icon, and then you could see it pop up. So there's the EV Go. So if I clicked on that, it would basically say preconditioning battery. So it says preconditioning battery for fast charging. So there's more language supports. That's also a nice feature, so it should help more people with the car. So if you click on display, so they support a whole bunch of languages. You could see it here. And navigation languages are English, Spanish, and French from Canada. And finally, they added the cabin camera. This is more something for Tesla to help out people to make the cars even safer. So essentially it uses this internal camera here to record. During accidents, it sends that information to Tesla. And Tesla, they just want to analyze it to see if they can make the car safer or not. It does say cabin camera images and video clips will not be associated with your VIN to protect your privacy. Granted, if you wanted to super protect your privacy, it'd be easier if this feature was disabled. But by having it enabled, you help Tesla to make safe cars even safer. So those are the updates. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all my current subscribers. If you're not a current subscriber, hit that subscribe button below for new videos every single week and to get your questions answered. Thank you guys for watching.